Hello again. Today we're going to be focusing on exercises that will be good for you runners out there. These exercises are not meant by any means to be exhausting. They are meant to simply work on the muscle groups that tend to get weak in runners, especially women. So I'm going to be showing you a couple different variations of these exercises. It's not going to be like my other videos in where I do the entire workout with you. I'm basically just going to be demonstrating the exercises, and then you're going to be doing them on your own because it's going to take a while to make sure that you're doing them with the proper form and everything. Alright, so the first exercise I'm going to be demonstrating to you is the squat. And I know I've done these in videos in the past, but we're going to change it up just a little bit to show you really what you should be doing if you're planning on being a runner. Okay, so basic squat, you're going to have both of your feet about hip width apart. So a lot of people like to get that nice wide stance for a squat, a little too wide. What we want to do is we want to have a nice natural stance. So they're only going to be about a foot apart, so your shoulders really aren't as wide as you think they are. Alright, so I like to use a bench, especially when starting off on the squat. So for those of you who think, I might fall backwards, I don't have good balance, this is a good way to help your balance. Make sure you keep your abs nice and tight. The first motion you're going to take isn't a straight down motion. You're going to want to make sure that you're about 8 to 10 inches away from that chair, and you're just going to act like you're sitting in a chair. So to make the chair, you can't just do this. You have to actually get that bottom back behind you, tap your bottom to the chair, come back up, okay? And that will help you to keep from having your knees go in front of your toes. So this puts way too much pressure on those kneecaps. You want to get that bottom back, tap to the chair, and back up. Okay? Keep those abs nice and tight, and that will help your balance. Okay. Now, as a runner, you're not running with 2 feet on the ground. In fact, running is 1 foot on the ground at a given point. So eventually what you want to do is be able to pick that leg up. Once again, keep that foot out away from you, away from that chair, and you're going to sit and then come back up. And sit and come back up, okay? So you want to be able to do a single leg squat without that knee coming too far forward over your toes. Now, watching from the front, you want to make sure that your knees on either one of them don't pop in. Most of the time I see in women, when they start to stand up, they let their knees come in. Okay, so you want to make sure they stay straight forward, even when you're doing the single leg squat. Okay, once again, most of the time women, when they come back up, they do this because their glutes are too weak, their hips are too weak to get them back up. Okay, so you want to make sure you keep that knee out. Now, if you're having problems with this, one thing you can do is just keep that heel on the ground, and that helps immensely with balance. Or, if you need more help, keep it behind you a little bit, almost like you're doing reverse lunge, and then that leg can actually help bring you back up. Alright, the next exercise we're going to be doing is the bridge. One way you can do the bridge, which helps to work your low back a little bit more, your glutes and your hamstrings, is to do it with your shoulders on the bench. You can do this on the edge of a couch, or if you have a nice sturdy coffee table, that would also work. Alright, so have your shoulders and your head nice and supported by whatever surface it is that you're laying on. You don't want to keep your neck up because then you'll wonder why your neck hurts the next day. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to keep your glutes nice and high. Your back is going to be activated, but you don't want to be arching your back. You don't want to be using all of your back to hold yourself up. You're going to have your abs nice and tight. Squeeze those bottoms. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings as well, and you're just going to pick a knee up. Good, and you're going to drop that back down. Good. As you lift this leg, this one is working overtime to help hold you up. Good. And just repeat back and forth like this. What I don't want to see is your hips dropping or your butt wiggling from side to side, okay? The key to this one is stability. When you run, you want to make sure your hips are nice and stable and that your butt isn't swishing from side to side, which is very common in women to do. And that also can cause hip pain, back pain, knee pain when running. So you want to make sure that your abs are nice and tight, and your hips are nice and tight, and that you can control yourself from that wiggle back and forth. Now, if you've been watching some of my other videos, you've seen this exercise before. Just a normal bridge on the floor. When you're laying down, feet flat on the floor, come up into that nice bridge position, okay? Once again, glutes tight, and you're going to march. This way is a little bit easier than doing it on the bench because you're not exactly parallel to gravity. All right, pretty easy peasy. For our next exercise, we're going to grab the bench out again, or once again, nice sturdy coffee table or edge of your couch. You're going to place your hands on your surface of choice, and you're going to be in a nice plank position. Okay, you're going to be up on your toes. You're not going to be back here. I don't want your butt out. Okay, you're going to hide that butt, tuck that tailbone under, and you're going to hike one knee up and then the other. Okay, now the goal is for you to feel this in your abdominals. Okay? Now if you want a little bit more of a workout with this one, what you're going to do is hike up, push up. Hike up, push up. Very good. Running isn't all about the legs. You have to get your upper body involved as well because of the arm pumping. Very good. So to make it harder, you're going to get back down on the ground. Once again, plank position. And you're going to hike, or you can mountain climbers. Okay? What I don't want to see with mountain climbers is your butt coming way up and you being here with your head behind your hands. That's cheating. Okay? You want to stay in that nice plank position, and you want to get your feet as close to your hands as you can while getting your knees up to your chest. Very good. All right, for our next exercise, we're going to get back down on the floor. It's going to be another bridge exercise. This one's going to be less for stability and more for strength in your hamstring. You're going to be on your back. You can also get a bonus by keeping that leg, opposite leg, completely straight and locked out. So what you're going to do, one foot, like I have, flat on the ground. You want to keep that heel kind of close to your bottom. You're going to have the other leg completely straight. And you're going to lift yourself up off the ground, come back down, and up, and back down, and up, and back down. Good. Okay, squeezing those glutes as you come up. Making sure those hamstrings are working. Back down. So another view of that. Okay, once again, that leg is completely straight. Coming up, back down. Now, a lot of people like to cheat. Keep their hands down here and help push themselves up. Okay, so if you're a cheater, then keep your hands up. You don't want to get a tricep workout. You definitely want to get a hamstring and glute workout. Very good. Now this next exercise is going to be for your glutes, but glute mean those nice little muscles that help to stabilize your hips from going back and forth. So you're going to pick one foot up, okay? So I don't want to hold them tight like this. And then you're just going to drop that hip down and then pick it back up again. Drop it down and back up. Good. Down, back up. So as I'm pulling this one up, I'm thinking about pushing through that hip into the ground. So I'm thinking about this action right here. Someone's pulling my right hip up, and I'm also driving my left leg into the ground. Good. Good. All right. Now, one way to make that a little bit more difficult is to grab a book. I'm going to stand on the book and do the same thing. I'm going to come down and up and down and up. Good. And down and up. Good. The book just gives you something higher to stand on, so when it comes to balance, it's a little bit more difficult. And obviously having good balance as a runner is important. You don't want to let that foot collapse in, and you don't want to sit on your arch. You want to make sure that the arch is nice and strong as you are lifting that hip up. You should feel nice burning in this hip here. Good. And for our next exercise, we're going to get the bench back out again. We're going to do something similar to the hip hike that we did before, but we're going to do it with a little bit of a twisting action. So once again, you're going to have your hands on your bench. Nice plank position. You're going to take your knee to your opposite elbow. Good. And really try and get it there. As you can see, as I'm trying to get my knee to my elbow, I'm actually crunching a little bit with my abdominals. Good. And once again, to add a little bit more to it, you can twist, twist, and push up. And twist, twist, and push up. Very good. All right, so the next exercise is built to improve your balance, your stability, and then eventually your power. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a reverse lunge. Okay, and then as you come up, your knee comes up and you come up onto your toe. Good. Try not to let that knee pop in, and try not to step behind your other leg like that. You want to step straight back from your hip, up onto your toe. Straight back from your hip, up onto your toe. Very good. So here's a side view of that exercise. Reverse lunge, and up. And reverse lunge, up. Good. Balance on my left is not so good. Very good. And as you can see, I am moving my arms in the way that you would if you were running. Very good. All right, now to make that harder, you're going to add a jump into it. So instead of stability, we're going to now be working on power. Okay, so make sure you have that stability down first before you move on to the next one. So this exercise is quite a bit tougher, a little bit more taxing on your body. So once again, you're going to come up into reverse lunge, but instead of coming up onto your toe, you're going to go into a jump. Good. Good. Try and land soft and controlled. Good. Very good. All right, now from the side. Reverse lunge, up. Very good. Woo! Balance. Awesome.